Hello everyone. In last lecture we have studied about the basis of NMR spectroscopy. But in today's lecture we are going to discuss the most important point, that is how flipping of the proton takes place by absorbing the electromagnetic radiations in radio frequency regions, also precessional motion of a nucleus, and one more most important criteria, that is known as nuclear resonance. That is the most important conditions for nuclear NMR spectroscopy, with which the radio frequency radiations are absorbed by the nucleus, giving rise to the lab phenomenon like a flipping. Okay, now just start here. In last lecture we have studied that is flipping means what? That is a special condition. Here, what is flipping? Special condition of a proton of spin either in clockwise direction or in anti-clockwise direction when the frequency of irradiated radiations becomes equal to the precessional frequency of a nucleus. At that time, whatever may be the spin in presence of a applied magnetic field, when the spin of a nucleus changes its direction by absorbing the amount of energy, that criteria is known as the flipping. Flipping means that is the change of direction of a proton of a spin. Okay, spin of how many directions? That is, first one is clockwise direction, another is a anti-clockwise direction. Okay, now again I am telling you, that is what is meant by flipping. Under a special condition called as a resonance, it is nothing but the nuclear resonance. Okay, what happens here? That is a proton of a spin, there is a interchange of a spin state from a lower energy level to higher energy level. At that time, whatever may be the proton having spin, that is a clockwise direction, under the presence of an applied magnetic field, here it can change its position by undergoing in its higher energy level. That phenomenon is known as the flipping. Under flipping, there is absorbance of a energy, and the proton which is present at lower energy level goes to a higher energy level. What is meant by another? That is transmission. That is transmission of higher energy level to lower energy level of a proton by emitting the certain amount kind of energy, that is known as a transmission. Okay, or only called as a emission. Okay, now we will concentrate on the precessional motion of a nucleus. For that purpose, we can draw the diagram. See here. For precessional motion, this is a nucleus. This is a unit vector. This is the angle theta. This is a spinning nucleus. It spins about its axis. Therefore, it is called a spinning nucleus with a frequency omega or nu. Okay, this is called as rotatory motion of a nucleus of pole. Okay, now this is the axis. Here, the presence of a applied magnetic field applied magnetic, okay, this is rotational motion. It is also called as precessional motion, okay, with magnetic moment mu0 bar. Now, for understanding, I am drawing the diagram for that purpose here. That is, okay. Now, see here. What is mean by precessional motion and what is the frequency of a nucleus? Already we have seen that is, each kind of proton acts as a, or all the nuclei acts as a magnet. But this is not true. When we consider the case of a hydrogen, in case of hydrogen, it presents one kind of proton, only one proton. By considering this hydrogen proton, when this proton of a nucleus spins about its axis, this is suppose an axis, this is a positively charged nucleus, contains a proton. When it spins about its axis, at that time, whatever may be the spin here, that is having the value that is equal to 1/2. Okay. When it spins about its axis with a unit vector, that is a unit vector, it acts as a tiny bar magnet. Here we consider the motion of a nucleus as considered as a top with respect to Earth's gravitational field. Okay. Now, when the nucleus spins about its axis, it acts as a tiny bar magnet. When this nucleus spins with a certain frequency, that frequency is known as a Larmor frequency or precessional frequency. When the nucleus is precessing, under the presence of a applied magnetic field. That is, when this nucleus containing proton, when precess about its axis, likewise as circulating atop with respect to a Earth's gravitational field, at that time what happens? It makes an angle theta with a magnetic moment that is equal to mu0 with a frequency called as a omega, with as like this. It draws a circle. That circle is known as the rotational motion of a nucleus of a positively charged proton. Okay. That is, when nucleus spins about its axis, at that time it draws a rotational motion which is called as a rotational motion, is called as a precessional frequency under the presence of a applied magnetic field. Therefore, precessional frequency is defined as, see here, what is meant by precessional frequency? Precessional frequency is defined as number of revolution per minute. Number of revolution per second made by unit vector of magnetic moment of positively charged nucleus, when there is a transition from one spin state to other spin state. That is, when the proton is having this type kind of spin, it changes to this kind of spin. Okay, this is the definition of a precessional frequency. Now, this precessional frequency is given by, here, This precessional frequency is given by, that is when it is denoted by omega or nu, that is equal to omega or nu is equal to some constant gamma into H0, that is called as a applied magnetic field or strength of a applied magnetic field upon 2 pi. This is called as equation number 1. That is precessional frequency omega or nu. It is denoted by the formula, that is gamma into H0 upon 2 pi. Then gamma is called as gyromagnetic ratio or magnetogyric ratio. Okay, it is constant for this. H0 is nothing but the strength of applied magnetic field. 2 pi is the numerical value. It is constant. Okay, therefore we can easily say that is the precessional frequency nu is directly proportional to strength of applied magnetic field. Okay, all of you understand this? That is precessional frequency is directly proportional to strength of applied magnetic field, but in practice it can be shown that is precessional frequencies cannot be calculated experimentally. Okay, this kind is, you should keep in mind that is precessional frequencies cannot be calculated. Okay, now what happens actually? What happens when the nucleus is spin about its axis? There is a presence of some kind of electrons. Okay, what about the nature? How they develop their own field in presence of a applied magnetic field. Now this is the final equation for this is a precessional frequency or Larmor frequency nu is equal to gamma H0 upon 2 pi. Okay, now we will consider here next point, that is known as derivation of corrected precessional frequency nu or omega. Okay, now already what is the equation? That is nu is equal to gyromagnetic ratio into H0 upon 2 pi. Okay, this is the first equation, but it is not a standard equation. Why? Because in the nuclei when protons are bounded to other organic atoms like CNOS, at that time what happens here? Electrons are paired. One, and as electrons are paired, therefore there is no net magnetic field. Therefore there is no magnetic field. At that time what happens? At that time in certain cases under additional circumstances are made, and whatever may be the paired electrons develop their individual secondary or induced field. field, which is also called as HIND, which is also called as HIND, induced field. Okay. Now this induced field, when having two conditions, what are these conditions? When H induced is aligned with applied magnetic field, that is H0, and when H induced is opposite or perpendicular to the applied magnetic field. What happens? See here, whatever I am saying to you, in such kind of nucleus, okay, protons are bonded to other atoms like carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur. At that time, what happens? In covalent bonding here, number of electrons are paired. Therefore, there is no net magnetic field. Under certain cases, additional circumstances are made and paired electrons develop their induced but independent field, that is called as secondary or induced field. Now, what is about the case about the induced field and actually our applied magnetic field? Okay. Now, there are two cases. Which are the two cases? First one is that is when H induced is aligned with the direction of applied magnetic field, and when H induced is perpendicular to applied magnetic field, is aligned with, that is in parallel condition. What happens? At that time, the field produced by the protons is somewhat greater than that of applied magnetic field. That is, H induced is greater than applied magnetic field H0. Okay. And when this H induced or induced magnetic field is perpendicular, at that time field produced by protons is less than that of applied magnetic field. That is, H induced is less than H0. Okay. Now, but this is not a true condition. But in actual case, when we are considering the actual case, what happens? In actual case, there is a development of new. Under such conditions, experimentally, it can be found that under such conditions, when protons develop their new, when electrons develop their new induced or secondary field, at that time, this is not a true condition. But in such cases, actually, what happens here? The creation of or development of a net magnetic field, that is called as the H, and which is given by the difference between this H applied minus H induced. And this new net magnetic field is called as local or effective field, effective nuclear field. Here, what happens here? Next condition here, that is net magnetic field, that is local or effective magnetic field is equal to H is equal to H0 minus H of induced. Okay. Now, there are two cases about H of induced. Okay. In some cases, what happens here? The strength of this H induced here, in case of H induced, it happens in distribution of electrons, okay, and the electron density, okay. Now actually, as the H induced, as here H induced is equal to what? That is a new or secondary or a field produced by the electrons. In that such cases, what happens here? Here this H induced is directly proportional to a strength of magnetic field. Therefore, what happens here? Therefore, H induced is equal to sigma into H0. Okay, where sigma is equal to proportionality constant or shielding parameter. Okay, now considering this value, this is called as equation number 2, this is called as equation number 1. Okay, now what about the role of the distribution of electrons and electron density? As there is increasing electron density, there is increasing field of a H induced, and as well as H induced is directly proportional to strength of applied magnetic field. Therefore, there is also increase in the value of applied magnetic field. Also, electron density is higher. At that time, strength of applied magnetic field is also higher one. Okay. Therefore, these two are important factors one. Okay. Now, H induced is equal to sigma into H0. Therefore, we have to here substitute here. Therefore, what happens here? We can write here, putting the equation 2 in equation 1, we get what happens here? That is, therefore H is equal to H0 minus H induced becomes, I am writing here, therefore putting H is equal to H0 minus, what is the value? That is sigma into H0. Which factor is being common? That is applied magnetic field, that is strength of H0. Therefore is equal to 1 minus sigma. That is called as equation number 3. And this H is what? That is local or effective magnetic field. Now just remind, what is the equation for normal frequency? See here. We have nu is equal to precessional frequency, nu is equal to gyromagnetic ratio into H0 upon 2 pi. Here this H0 is nothing but the value of this local field. Instead of this, we can write here local effective field, that is equal to here. Therefore, nu is equal to gyromagnetic ratio into H0 1 minus sigma upon 2 pi. And this is the corrected precessional frequency relation for a positively charged nucleus. There, nu is denote the precessional or normal frequency. Gamma is equal to gyromagnetic ratio. H0 is applied magnetic strength of applied magnetic field. Sigma is equal to shielding parameter, and 2 pi is a numerical constant. Now the two cases arises here. What are the two cases? That is, first one is, as precessional frequency increases, therefore there is increase in strength of applied magnetic field. Strength of applied magnetic field also increases. Okay, thus we can easily say that as the precessional frequency increases, there is increasing applied magnetic field. Now what about the sigma shielding parameter? Second case here, as sigma is increases, okay, what happens? Therefore 1 minus sigma is equal to less value, that is decreases, and that's why this decreases. Therefore precessional frequency mu is also decreases. Okay, this is the one of the most important point. Just I am remembering to you, as the shielding parameter sigma is increased, therefore 1 minus sigma is equal to less value, therefore it is to be decreases, and as 1 minus sigma decreases, there is decrease in the value of which, that is a precessional frequency. Okay, now we have to consider here first, what is it we have to consider here first, that is what is meant by the nuclear resonance. See here. Diagrammatic representation of nuclear resonance is that, see here, here, what is meant by a nuclear resonance? Nuclear resonance. Okay. Sometimes what happens, already we have discussed this resonance, that is the before flipping, what happens here? Under such conditions, already we know that this is a positively charged nucleus. When it spins about its axis, it can create its own magnetic field or the movement that is equal to mu bar. When it precesses about its axis, it draws a circle. Okay, that circle is called as a precessional frequency. Okay, that is when it draws it a circle in presence of a applied magnetic field. At that time, this rotational motion is called as a precessional frequency. Suppose this precessional frequency is equal to in the radio frequency region, that is equal to 60 megahertz. Okay. Now what happens when this frequency is equal to 60 megahertz, and whatever may be the nucleus, when irradiated with the electromagnetic radiations with a frequencies in a radio frequency region that is equal to a 60 megahertz, what happens? When nucleus is spinning about its axis, it can create its own magnetic field, and that local own magnetic field is called as a secondary field. Already we have seen here. And when this when this secondary magnetic field created by the electrons, when these fields of a precessional frequency that is equal to 60 megahertz, when this precessional frequency is matches with the frequency of irradiated radiations, at that time energy is absorbed by the nucleus, and when energy is absorbed by the nucleus, whatever may be the spin of nucleus is again changed. That is, when spin of a nucleus is suppose in the lower state as like this, having value plus 1/2, after absorbing the energy, that is when precessional frequency of a positively charged nucleus of magnetic moment mu, when this is equal to the energy of electromagnetic radiations, at that time they can couple. Okay, that is when h nu is equal to precessional frequency, that is only nu dash, at that time energy is absorbed by the nucleus, and here the change in spin state of a nucleus of a proton takes place, and that the spin change of a nucleus of a proton is called as resonance. When resonance occurs, when these two frequencies matches, at that time they should couple with each other, and there is occurrence of a resonance, that is matching of the frequency. Therefore the energy is absorbed, and at that time spin changes occurs, which is called as a flipping also. This criteria is known as the nuclear resonance. That is a condition in which frequency of electromagnetic radiations it becomes equivalent to or becomes equal to the precessional frequency of a nucleus when spinning about its axis under the presence of applied magnetic field. The phenomenon is known as nuclear resonance. But in this type of nuclear resonance also, nucleus is comprises of two methods. Which of the two methods? First is frequency sweep method and other is field sweep method. Okay, that methods we will discuss in next lecture. Okay, now you have to understand here that what is meant by nuclear resonance. In this lecture, I hope all of you like my video. If like, please share and subscribe the video. If there are any problems, please ask me on group. Thank you.